anyone could be trained to draw. The influence of art educator Walter Smith started during the Industrial Revolution between the 1700s and the late 1800s. The Industrial Revolution was a time of growth in the United States and Europe, which stimulated growth in art education. The lack of design aesthetic in manufactured goods became apparent in the First World's Fair in 1851. The American manufactured goods fell short in terms of aesthetic quality compared to the competitors in the world market. Since education is the future of industry, this mentally began to change the mindset of the world trade as England started changing their educational policy to instill faith in art as part of the curriculum of English schools. This educational reform was adopted across the Atlantic to be implemented in the United States, specifically in the most industrial advanced state at the time, Massachusetts. This educational reform of art education led to the petition of the Boston legislature, which was created to add art as part of the public school curriculum and resulted in the first U.S. law in 1870 in Massachusetts adding drawing as a required subject in public schools. It was agreed that drawing should be taught not by specialists but by regular teachers. Therefore, a highly qualified supervisor of drawing must be sought out. It was decided that the U.S. did not possess a qualified professional, and as such, England was inquired as to who could assist American schools in increasing proficiency in technical drawing. Walter Smith's own art training from England's South Kensington School and a high enthusiasm for technical drawing caused him to stand out as a candidate for Boston schools and for Massachusetts. The South Kensington schools were a product of an increasing movement already in place in England for technical drawing. These government schools of design were founded in 1837 and aimed to improve technical drawing skills for the design of manufactured goods throughout Great Britain, Ireland, and assimilated the old schools into their network. In October of 1871, Walter became the director of drawing for Boston Public Schools and the state director of art education for Massachusetts. He was an ambitious man with big ideas for how he would teach and steer the view of art education in Boston and in Massachusetts, and involved nothing less than a progressive plan that encompassed all grade levels, but he did not publicize his plan at first. He admitted because it was too visionary to start with. Walter knew that anyone could be trained to draw, and that most public school teachers were not trained in the arts, so he could not start teaching art until he trained teachers to teach students. Walter Smith's sequence for drawing included developing muscular control and accuracy for delineation before attempting originality. Public schools would be taught freehand modeling and memory drawing. Grammar schools would be taught memory, modeling, and geometrical drawing, and high schools would be taught memory, modeling, and perspective drawing. From a speech he gave in 1873, in which he states, "Now that drawing is being taken up in the earnest in this country, it is a matter of some consequence that we should begin right and reject those methods of teaching which have failed and adopted some rational system that is simple enough to be understood by all teachers and by which all children may learn without difficulty. On the hypothesis that whatever children may be expected to learn, teachers may be expected to learn and to teach. The capacity of teachers both to learn to draw and to teach is thus proven beyond all question by being both physically and mentally capable. To succeed in drawing requires cultivation in a particular direction of the understanding and the taste and the development of manual skill. Walter was able to draw more attention to the need for technical skills in public school and was a pioneer in his own right during the Industrial Revolution and the development of art education in public schools. He was seen as ambitious, enthusiastic, and progressive, but also rigid in his strong belief that geometry was a basis for drawing, and that drawing was a basis for industrial art. Walter was a pioneer in his own right towards drawing in public schools, and brought more light to the need to develop art education.